Scotland will not have much of an imperial claim to speak of, I don't think, if the coffers stay this empty for the foreseeable future. So it's time to see if we can move that needle a little bit this episode. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Crusader Kings III in our Empire of Albion series. So full disclosure, the game crashed during my last attempted recording of this episode. So there are a couple of events coming up that I'm kind of thinking I'm going to be aware of. We'll see. For example, we're about to arrive back in Edinburgh, so that's fun. So just to retrace some steps and go over some of the basics for the beginning of this episode, because some things have happened, and I'm hoping that whatever caused the game to crash was just a random fluke and not based on a specific event that is almost guaranteed to happen this episode, because then, of course, we have a problem, because it has to do with the current version of the game, and so on and so forth. So thank God I can go inside again. We are back from that hunt. My regency ended. High Chieftain Aid gained 150 prestige from being our steward. So first, or not our steward, but our regent. But one of the first things I want to do, now that Donald has come of age, we can remove the queen as the guardian of our firstborn daughter. Let's go ahead and educate Sophia ourselves. And we'll have Elizabeth take over. I mean, another choice is that I'm already raising Thomas, but I could also raise Benedict. I've got Donald, though. Right now, I kind of feel like... Let's see. Are we good here? Yeah, I kind of feel like this will be good enough. Hang on. Let's go ahead and get the queen to educate Elizabeth. There we go. Went back and forth on that a little bit, more than I did in the crashed recording. But the main thing I need to work on this episode is raising income. Now, at the moment, I'm already trying to bring in as much as I can tax-wise using the steward. Benedict is sickly. This did actually happen in the previous attempt at this episode. All babies cry, but with little Benedict, there is no end to the tears. I desperately want the midwife to ease my worries, but her furrowed brow makes everything worse. The little lord is not gaining weight as he should. We will take good care of him, my lord, but in the end, his life is in God's hands. Hush now, Benedict, please don't cry. All right, so, and there's Comgol. That's another event that happened previously. This is actually quite good, because we can put in a much better marshal to take his place. And the marshal is still increasing control in Lothian, which will help with taxes, so that's positive. But is there anything else? Oh, we can lawfully imprison a courtier. Why? Let me guess. Sleeping around? Fornicator. Yeah, sleeping around. All right, we're not going to worry about that at the moment. She's not in a particularly high position. She's just in our court. So let's go up to speed 2. Let's go 3 or 4. Oh, first, Destiny realized the continual growth of Donald has crept up on me, but I now look at him with a peer's eyes. All that time ago, I had seen his potential and resolved to nurture it. I had little idea of what to expect then, but it's clear that my efforts have not been in vain. Donald stands face to face with me, smiling, and despite our familiarity, I can't help but feel that natural pull he exudes. There can be no doubting it. This man is marked for greatness in some mysterious way. I am certain I have done the right thing by aiding his journey along the treacherously woven path of fate. So check this out. He just gained the Tool of Fate benefit. No prowess loss from age. Monthly prestige improved by 10%. Monthly renown improved by 5%. Monthly lifestyle experience improved by 20%. And general opinion is plus 10. Look at all of his stats. And we lose stress. So he's no longer destined for glory, he's just obtained glory. It has been an honor. Donald is, like, can we just be him now? Can we just off the king somehow so Donald can take over? Because he's awesome. Like, he's a fantastic character. He's much better than we are. Learning perk available. All right. So in this case, I'm going to go for planned cultivation. And the reason for this is in the previous attempt at this recording, I went through like a bunch of these different options. But when I look down at Scholar actually has a 15% development growth bonus, which we really need that right now because Alba, Scotland, starts out as a tribal entity. Starts out as a tribal realm as opposed to a feudal realm. It's just less developed in the north than it is in the south. So, the south of the British Isles, I mean. So, let's go ahead and go for planned cultivation. Because we want to work towards that particular trait, the scholar trait at the bottom. And now, let's see what else. We could order a mass eviction, send our guests packing. We are working our way back up towards a lack of debt. We can't actually declare war. That would be like one way to definitely get some money. Now, another thing we could do is just make sure... Hang on, are we the rightful liege? Yeah, we're not currently Countess Blage's rightful liege. Which, I knew that. Really? We're not his either? How's that? Oh, yeah, because we hadn't formed that duchy. So there are definitely... we have to form this duchy if we want to get the full potential of this land. Kind of talked about that a bit in the last episode. Okay, I do at some point need to go ahead and raise this, and it might be time to do that relatively soon, but let's wait for now. Because I have it on good authority that something pretty significant is about to happen. Damn it. Alright, so because we're in debt, the Earldom of Angus just gained lack of sheriffs for 10 years. Nephew slain in battle. Alright, here we go. War declared. Greetings, King Constantine of Scotland. Peace be with you. It seems there is no recourse for our dispute other than to settle it on the battlefield. Rally the troops. So we've got a Northman invasion here. We're going to raise all armies, which this is going to set our debt recovery back a little bit. But one thing I can definitely do now is we can call a bunch of our allies to war. Look at how many troops King Carlman of East Francia now has. East Francia, rather. And then Lotharingia, awesome troop count. West Francia, awesome troop count. Wessex, awesome troop count. And notice, because of the type of war this is, I am not actually consuming prestige to make any of this happen. It's fantastic. In this case, I'm losing renown for the dynasty when I call these dynasty members to fight. Matter of fact, I'm not going to do that for that reason. I don't want to expend renown unnecessarily. We just called all the allies we will need to call. So we're going to get our troops rallied. Yep. Alliance formed. King... Wait, what was that? Alliance formed. So, can I call another ally? Yes, I can. Nice. Call to war. Because it's a Northman invasion, it's sort of like a holy war. It's not, in terms of the game, but like... It's allowing me to call people to come and fight with me and on our behalf without needing to expend prestige to do it, which you do in most cases when you call allies in that fashion. Alright, let's see where the enemy is landing. Here we go. The Northerner Menace. A horde of disjointed pirates, landless freemen, desperate lesser children, and other assorted miscreants have joined Ragnar in his proposed assault against my holdings. Although the size of the force is formidable, they lack discipline or loyalty, with each scrounged mercenary focused exclusively on what they can get out of the war first and foremost. Unlike a conventional foe, it might be possible to simply deal with the invaders. Perhaps a bargain could be struck. So we could say never, back to your frozen hellscape of a home, scum, and gain 150 prestige for that. And we'd fight them the old-fashioned way. We'd only gain 4 stress because we're arrogant. So the reason it's saying only gain 4 stress is that, remember, this is an arbitrary character. So this is him definitely like being active and doing stuff, and an arbitrary character doesn't like that. He just wants to stay at home and not give a crap. So that normally would be more of a stressful thing, that reply. But because he's arrogant, he kind of likes that, so it balances out, and he only gains 4 stress because he's arrogant. If it's land they want, why not give it to him? So this would be just giving up some territory. We could give up gold this way, which we're not going to do. Or we can say we'll banish these invaders as we've always done without the extra prestige. And I'm definitely going to go for the extra prestige. And that's why. Gained level of fame. Your glory is widely known. Now, where are my allies? Hang on, let me maybe pull my army back here. Oh, Here we go again. Dear God, go outside. It's late, and I'm tucking into a gripping treatise on classical grammar just as I start giggling at some delightfully snide marginalia left by the previous reader. I've read this recently, so I won't read it twice, but this is freaking hilarious. All right, so this will actually help Ermentrude gain even higher opinion of me. So, you know what? Let's do that. Especially given that we have this situation right now where we're not sure about all these kids she's having. Maybe it's worth doing what we can to just keep her opinion up as high as we can get it. All right, so there's the Northman army. We need to wait for allies to arrive, and they should be on the way. There they are. Everyone arriving at once. It's good to see. All right, I'm going to kind of move to Aberdeen to encourage them to come that way with me. Perfect. Now they're there, and now we're going to move that direction together. Sometimes getting the allied troops to actually travel with you in these various situations is a little bit ridiculous. See what I mean? Thankfully, it looks like we actually have the upper hand here. This is going better than it did in the first attempt at this episode. So I'll take it. There we go. Let's pause. So our Archbishop has poor learning skill. He's one of our worst counselors at the moment, and we have no control over that, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and enforce the demands. He pays 0 gold to me. Allies share 150 prestige based on their contribution. Loses Viking exile. Loses 500 gold. We gain 350 prestige and allies share. Yeah, we already saw that. And we also gain, very importantly, reprieve from Scandinavian adventurers for 10 years. All right, enforce demands. So be it. Disband all. This is around the point that it crashed previously, so if I seem a little bit quiet while I'm like waiting for bad things to happen, that's why. All right, let's go ahead and develop the capital. You gain diligent planning for 5 years. All right. Seems like we're in good shape. Now, one thing I need to think about doing, we are still, unfortunately, in debt, but that is about to be better, I think. One thing I still need to do is start raising tribal authority. Let's go ahead and do this. It's going to cost me some prestige, but my vassals have particularly high opinions of me at this point, so we need to start doing what we can to move things in that direction. A well-chosen gift. I was sent a beautiful piece of large embroidery replicating my house crest in vibrant colors. It will make for a perfect mantelpiece in my chambers. While the gift was anonymous, Wolf has gone to great lengths to make sure that I would figure out he was behind it. So, remember from the very first episode of the series, Constantine is bisexual, so we have an advance from Wolf Pudsey, who was a guest in our court. He's an evil blackguard, which is never fun. It looks like we actually gain a dynasty opinion bonus for 10 years because of this gift. And we have no choice but to accept it. The game's not giving me any other option, so, you know, I'll take it. That's fine. Okay. Now we're almost out of debt. Once we're out of debt, I can declare war and I could conquer this particular territory. Bearing the hatchet. King Constantine, we have had our differences in the past, but don't you agree it's time to let bygones be bygones? So this is an interesting thing that happened as well. Apparently at some point, Donald was my rival. I don't know how that happened, but I'm going to say yes, let us. And now we're no longer rivals. Maybe that's what crashed the game. Because he was never my rival and like we're in an alternate universe and something's terribly wrong. Maybe. A reading in Tribe of Edinburgh. Nice. It looked like it would be a tedious evening once the feast entertainment was over, but Wolf saved the day by suggesting a reading from Travels to Byzantium. I also love that one. So this is clearly a seduction scheme. We saw this recently. All right, betrothed can marry. So it looks like Donald can marry his betrothed. She's just come of age. Remember that she is comely, so that is a congenital trait that improves fertility. It's not the same as lustful, where we have to worry about faithfulness. She's actually quite an awesome character in a lot of ways. She's brave, she's ambitious, she's generous, Midas touched, so she has a great education in terms of stewardship. She's a bastard child, which is unfortunate. She's also homosexual. That could make things interesting. Okay. Send proposal. Didn't see that till just now. That might not have even been visible when she was a child, because that betrothal was set up when she was younger, but it might have been, I just didn't notice. All right, I gladly accept your marriage proposal. Your son and heir Donald and my daughter Bertha will be joined in holy matrimony. May their union bring happiness and fulfillment. Excellent. Okay. So now the kid's married. We can appoint a worthy successor to the Knights of Edinburgh. We can also usurp the petty kingdom of Lothian once we have enough money to do it. Remember that usurping this particular title requires 250 gold. Thankfully, our income is increasing as we continue to improve control in various places. It looks like the improve control mission in Lothian is going to be done finally. In Edinburgh is going to be done in 11 months. So that's coming up quite quickly. Increasing development in county would help with taxes. Another thing we could do is we could actually do buildings. I haven't touched buildings because generally speaking, when you're starting a new campaign, gold is very limited. Building in CK3 is expensive, so you really want to hold off on like going ham on buildings until the things that you spend the money on give you like a high return for your investment. And it's worth giving up that much gold for a single building. But we might be at that point pretty soon. Here we go. Here we go. You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. My wife, Queen Ermintrude, is once again absent from our chambers as night falls. She has been distant lately, lost in thought, and rarely seen at court. Am I not? To her satisfaction? Is she simply busy? Or could she be warming someone else's bed? So we could confront her. We could say her every move will be watched. Or we can say she would never disrespect the sanctity of our marriage. I'm not going to go that far. So she does have a high opinion of me right now. So like we could tank if you want. Our relationship could take the hit of me confronting her and being wrong. I don't think I want to have my spy master spy on her. I'm just going to confront her. Queen Ermintrude gained the trait pregnant. Wow. The timing on that. How can you even say such a thing, Constantine? I would never take a lover. She seems genuinely upset as she denies my accusations. I have little choice but to take her at her word. So she's insulted. She lost 10 opinion. Is it possible that I could romance her again? No, not quite. It doesn't necessarily change anything when you have a lustful character, but, you know, just thinking of all possibilities. All right. I need to just gain more gold for a bit. Because we've been going in and out of debt. It's possible that someone will come and pay tribute. That would be nice if they did that. But right now, I just need to let some time pass so that I continue to climb out of debt. Now, actually, since I'm out of debt, how close am I to being able to vassalize this guy? Pretty close. I might actually be able to sway him and then vassalize him. The faction targeting you has disbanded. That's lovely. Power of the Scriptures. Archbishop Notfrake often quotes passages from these scriptures about the holy virtues. I should prove I have paid attention by quoting a passage of my own, preferably one which complements his personality. His idiot personality, you mean? He's literally... his personality summary, he's a fool. This character is somewhat irrational and more likely to perform tyrannical actions, get into inopportune wars. Wow. Okay. So he's impatient. He's chaste. And he's paranoid. He's also a conscientious scribe. So chastity would be the closest possibility here. So he's flattered. We gained some learning lifestyle experience. He gained opinion of me. And that's good, I guess. I just wish it was from a better character. Like, he's just not particularly good. All right, so we're going to stay on speed 4 for a second. A sensual proposal. Wherever I go, here's the frickin' seduction event firing. Wolf Pudsey, a nobleman from Warwick, is sure to follow. That look in his eyes, the words on his lips, I know exactly what he's after. We could say, I will keep him close. Very close. A distraction for tonight, but nothing more. How sweet, but no. Never the world will know of his perverted nature. Or we can say, I tire of these games, leave me alone, all of you. No one will attempt to seduce you for 10 years. I'm going to say how sweet, but no. I don't necessarily want to be without any seductions for 10 years, because if, like, let's say the queen is sleeping around and we have to divorce her and we have to find a new queen. Like, if someone else, you know, if some lady from nearby were to happen to develop an interest, I don't know that I would necessarily refuse that within the next 10 years. This is a very long-winded way of saying that Constantine II is going to keep his options open. Okay, so how sweet, but no. We're going to keep options open. Donald's first bonds. As I discussed some court affairs with my son Donald, he abruptly starts discussing his childhood. Father, you cared for me like the hound minds its pups. Better, even. My earliest, fondest memories were with you, when I placed my first fallen tooth in your hand. When I played mischiefs and capered around, you held me so close. He blushes, beaming, I'll pass the loving care on to my children. Ah, and I love you, son. So for 15 years, you gain role model parent. Stress loss would be improved by 25%. Child opinion improved by 20%. And piety would also be improved. So you saw our piety go up there by 0.1. Inspired moderation. Okay, so we are raising Sophia now, remember, so we actually have some control over the development of her personality. Following the death sentence of a lowly thief, I asked my daughter Sophia what she thought. She claimed she had heard a lesson about not reaching for more than one can handle. Overreaching can be terribly dangerous. So she's just gained the temperate trait, which is virtuous in the eyes of Catholics. We're Catholic, so that's good. So she must be taught the proper execution of the law. It is time to show her how little God cares. So we could give her cynical or just. So if we wanted, we could have her be just instead. I kind of like the idea of her being temperate, though. Overreaching can be terribly dangerous. That's a good one. Let's roll with it. Sister taken prisoner. My sister Morag was captured by Duke Guelph of Anjou during the siege of Montague. That's not very nice. Hang on, let me see if I can... Yeah, I'm still 6 points off from being able to offer him vassalage. But I might be able to send him a gift soonish. I just don't want to spend my gold on that. Alright, nothing we can do about that for now. Bleeding out. I am inspecting the barracks infirmary when a severely injured soldier is brought in. He is losing too much blood. Where is the physician? Lester Fiona is nowhere to be found. A chill runs down my spine. I might be this man's only hope. Suddenly, as if he stepped out of thin air, Petty King Alfred of Wessex is at my side. He rolls up his sleeves and looks at me. Okay, so we can actually become friends with the King of Wessex. We'd get a strong hook on the guy we're saving, seaward. So it seems like there's a 98% chance of this happening. There's a 74% chance that I would be able to do it myself and gain 300 learning lifestyle experience in the process. I'd rather have the friendship, to be honest. Hand me the tourniquet. Made a friend. Our patient screams and thrashes, even though 3 grown men weigh him down. Every step of the way is a battle, but Petty King Alfred remains calm, and eventually a quiet focus settles over us. I am not sure how we managed, but in the end, it seems like the soldier will live. That was an impressive feat, Constantine, Alfred says with a tired smile. It was an honor to serve at your side. See, this is where Crusader Kings III, Crusader Kings in general, starts to get good. Just the narrative that emerges as you play. When you play a game like Stellaris, which we've played a ton on the channel over the years, and don't get me wrong, Stellaris is going in a direction where there are more character interactions, which is interesting, but it's not a character-based game. Crusader Kings is a character-based game. So it's very different because we're not actually focused as much on the map as we would be in a game like Stellaris or even a game like EU4. But like, when you play this, you have all these interactions with characters and interactions with different factions and families that you have to kind of keep track of. And you could definitely play it like a game and try to win, per se. But there's a lot of fun to be had in just sort of seeing the ride that the game takes you on. It's really quite impressive. I could not have done it without you. King Alfred becomes your friend. We gain some learning lifestyle experience. And a strong hook on Seaward because we saved him. Okay. So we have received an invitation to a hunt. Looks like it's a little bit... It's up in Kirkwall, so it's a bit of a trap, bit of a trip. Let's go ahead and join that. I'm sure the queen will not get pregnant while we're gone. She's already pregnant, I think, so it's fine. I think it's probably fine. All right, so we're not going to hire a mountaineer. Oh, actually, you know what? It looks like hiring a mountaineer might be a good idea. And we have danger here as well. Yeah, so we could hire mercenary guards. Yeah, it's the mercenary guards that I really need. Or a caravan master. Hang on, let's see if we actually do have an awesome caravan master. He's a champion at the moment. But he's a traveler. So I haven't checked this particular job in a while, like to see if we could put anyone in that role. So that actually works quite well. That does affect our income a little bit. Our income's gone up to 4.5, so things are improving there. All right, let's go ahead and join the hunt. Bit of a cost there. Let's see if this task is done. 5 months and this task will be done. All right, so the Mountaineer's been hired, and that should keep us safe. Any chance I can ransom her? I said there's nothing I can do, but I can totally ransom her. Let's go ahead and pay that ransom. Okay. Fresh start on a new hunt. So you can see the king traveling there. Is the queen pregnant? Yes, the queen is pregnant. How pregnant is she? 7 months. Gained 20 opinion view for 13 months. Left the prison. You got a weak hook. Yep. Yep. Okay, so are you at war with anyone? No? Can I offer vassalage? Not just yet. I need to check vassal contracts in a bit as well. But we're not going to do that just yet. Alright, we're not going to be able to raise tribal authority again for another close to 10 years. So Constantine will have some gray hair by the time we do that again. I hesitate to say it, but I think we avoided the crash this time. My son! Ermentrude has given birth to a perfect little son. Who will you become, my child, and what shall I call you? Let's go with Daniel. May you grow to be strong and wise, my son. Okay, so one thing that hasn't happened this episode that happened previously, Benedict did not make it in that alternate universe of the crashed recording of this episode. So I don't know if he's going to make it this time, but one thing that I'm kind of encouraged by, when you look at these kids, they all have similar hair color to both of us. So it's like, it's not like there's a child in here somewhere that's like, you don't look like you could be ours. And this game does have a DNA system, so you know that's a real thing. So that's at least positive with regard to wondering about the Queen's fidelity. As we await the arrival of the rest of the guests, Mormaer Fairgill has started on the preparations. His gamekeepers check the grasslands each day for signs of quarry while building a camp closer to the hunting grounds. I have checked my gear and horse many times. It won't be long now. Soon. Okay. The party is called to assemble as dawn breaks over the camp in the flatlands near Orkney. The local gamekeepers have scoured the vicinity for recent tracks and fumes. The pack is a nuisance, scavenging from farms and retreating deep into the forests. Ultimately, Mormar Fairgill decided he wanted to hunt a wolf today. Let's get out there. So middling prestige, middling peril. Let me just face a little bit of the peril. Okay. It's a lovely day for a hunt, which means it's a nice day to be outside. As I fill my lungs with the fresh air of the wilderness, I spot in the distance what can only be a gift from or nature's dedication to Jesus. So many useful herbs and beautiful flowers, both for healing and malicious intents, but I'm here to hunt. Picking irises may raise some eyebrows. So I can say, I must keep up with appearances, I'd gain prestige, success chance would increase, and we'd lose stress because we're diligent. And it increases the hunter trait experience. If I selected this one, I would get a pressed delphinium, which would improve fertility and improve prestige. I could say, hey, what's that over there? Oh, wow. 90% chance Mormar Fairgill falls for the oldest trick in the book. Is your intrigue that bad, dude? No, it's actually not. But there's a 90% chance. His intrigue is better than mine, oddly enough. But there's a 90% chance that we will become the owner of the pressed delphinium and get 300 intrigue lifestyle experience. Not learning lifestyle, intrigue lifestyle. So we get experience in a different skill tree, if you didn't see that. If I fail, he'll just lose opinion of me for 15 years. You know what? I'm going to do it. Did we get it? I think, yeah, we got it. We totally got it. All right, so there's a prestige bonus and fertility bonus as well. Income is going up. We're seeing a definite kind of benefit from improving control. 54 days left, and that particular mission will be done. We can increase development as well in certain places. Dristan is an excellent steward. Cornering the wolf. Surveying the plain, I suddenly see them as though they were there all along. The pack. The beasts bolt up on our approach, howling the alarm as they retreat into the tall grass, fangs snarling. Mormar Fairgill takes off after the beast, crying, "Come, it's getting away. Let's go." What could possibly go wrong? The day is going well until Mormar Fairgill suddenly insists we call off the hunt, claiming he is fearful for his life after a close call. Rumors of an assassination attempt abound. Horrible. So we gained the trait Hunter. We gained 3 trait experience in Venator. Not bad. Okay, well that's unfortunate, but also an interesting outcome. Travel. Of travels to come. Journeying through Sutherland, I pass by a peculiar-looking tent splayed open with its yet more peculiar-looking occupant inside. "Come in, O mighty king. I can tell you have many miles to go, and I can offer you a reading of your future travels for a modest price. The strange man has piqued the interest of my entourage, but am I willing to pay for a reading?" I could say, "Tell me my future, wise one," and I get a 50-50 chance of good or bad omens, which would just affect my stress. Or we can say, "Come experience the future with me," and literally bring him along. He is a wise man. He's a forest fighter, brilliant strategist, quite learned. You know what? Yeah, let's just invite him to join our court. Why not? We don't need a reading, just come with us. You're pretty awesome. Yeah, I was afraid of that. So I did warn you. Again, this is where Crusader Kings gets interesting, because there are the highs and the lows of where the narratives can go. Benedict has passed away. I had so many hopes for you, my sweetest child. All the things you would learn, experience, and do. There were so many possibilities, a whole life to live. Maybe you would have had children of your own one day, but now, none of those things will ever come to be. Rest in peace, little Benedict. Sad day. Okay, so it looks like we're about to arrive back. I'm going to let enough time pass till we can actually get back. It seems that our caravan has become a little lost in these foreign lands. So I think this character's name is pronounced Starkother, maybe? I'll have to check the enunciation of the syllables, but Starkother has been following us, or trailing us around Aberfeldy for hours, and though he has at last swallowed his pride and asked for directions, he does not appear to be an expert Goidelic speaker. Fortunately, I'm fluent in Goidelic, so we actually gained progress thanks to my language fluency there. I haven't done much in terms of learning languages yet, because we're still at the beginning of the campaign. There's a lot to be done, and we're still kind of securing our dynasty's hold on the kingdom for now. At long last, I am finally home. There is nothing better than arriving back in Lothian after a long journey. Thank God I can go inside again. Okay, with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop this episode here. In the next one, we are going to continue to claw our way out of debt. Notice that our income is much better than it was at the beginning. And of course, we have actual money in the treasury. It might be time to go ahead and attack the Kingdom of Foray, but I'm not convinced that I'm going to be doing that next. Another thing that I could definitely do if I'm successful in continuing to sway this character, I've actually lost success chance of it here, but I might be able to vassalize Petty King Rune of Strathclyde. And if that's the case, also possibly if I were to be able to send money, which again, I can't until this character's of age, but I could potentially vassalize this character. What I would like to do if I can is have enough gold so that I can just straight up usurp the title. And honestly, now that I think about it, hang on. Does the Pope like me? Yes, the Pope does like me. Not enough to give me gold. So I need to do more to get the Pope to like me. But if I can continue to improve my level of devotion, then that will help with that. There are other actions I can take to improve the Pope's opinion of me, and that would help me get more gold a little bit faster. But for now, I'll stop this one here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If you're not new here, look for the join button to get access to channel unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes drop every day but Tuesday at 11 a.m. US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome, so leave your thoughts below, and I'll see you next time.